Well, all seriousness aside, I was thinking about women today as a race, a gender, or whatever you call it. I was thinking about women. I thought, wow, they are so different. They're fascinating to me. But I thought, I sit and think. I thought, God, I'm so glad I'm a guy. I don't know how the women do this. I mean, why would you pick the female suit? One time I stayed overnight at a girl's house and I stayed on the couch. And she got up in the morning. She goes, "Did you leave the front door open?" And I said, "Well, yeah." She goes, "Well, the front door is wide open and the storm door is unlocked." And I go, "Yeah." And then I realized that, wow, I got to really wrap my head around this that women live in a different world. They walk home at night and they act like they're on their phone and everything is they build their life here around fear. And I thought, Jesus, I don't I haven't really met I've yet to meet a very few women that you know act like a guy and just, not worry about being raped or injured by a bigger guy. And so I don't know. But then I thought, well, this is a feminine universe. I mean, the Milky Way and looks like a vagina. The Earth is Gaia. It's Mother Mary, our mother. She's birthed every planet, Jupiter, and every planet and every star. I mean, it's she's our mother. She's the mother of all of us, and it's she's the divine feminine. And I thought, wow, just she's so loving. And the thing I really like most about our mother is that like any good mother, she doesn't ever ask you to love her. She knows it's her responsibility to love you, but she's not ever going to say love me and all this stuff. And you don't ever see any group of people starting a Gaia Foundation to follow Gaia, but everybody does say, in essence, they're saying it when they say, "I'm going to go out in nature today. I'm just going to go out and enjoy nature." That's Gaia. All of nature is Gaia, and she's loving us and hugging us. And she puts a little piece of herself, like a little GPS, in our heart. I mean, it's wonderful. So I came running back to mommy, and I found that she blames herself, just like any good mother. She blames herself for a lot of shitty things we do, when mistakes we made. She takes the blame because she's a mother. I shouldn't have done. I shouldn't have put him in that situation. I could have prevented that, or she's so loving, and she's this wonderful model. And I was looking around at some of the women, and and guys come in through the head, and they're looking for a good woman to lead them to their heart. Good woman will do that. Um, Whereas a woman, the energy comes in through the heart, and you know, um, that's why I used to, when I first became single, away from this girl. Well, not away from it, just she's the mother of my children. But when I went out there, I thought, well, who do I like? Who am I attracted? What kind of girl do I like? And I thought I like spiritual girls. So and they had a spiritual fair with all these people there, big one, huge place, a pavilion. And I went to it, and 90% of them were women. I knew it. It's like, wow. So you want a good woman to lead you to your heart, because that is where everything is. Everything's in your heart. I mean, it's your higher self lives there. I asked Jesus in 50 years ago. He's in there. Gaia's in there. Uh, Anything that's real is in your heart. It's also why people are worried about, oh, AI is going to come and they're going to make sentient beings and they're going to kill us. And what? I mean, that just sounds so ridiculous to me. I mean, because uh, we have, we are so far beyond any AI. It's another trap to try to fool us, to try to drum up fear or something. But I don't see how that's possible that an AI could catch us. It makes no sense because we're in the information. Who we really are is in our heart. Yeah, they can hack our brain, and that's why they try so hard to. The brain is so important. Are you smarter than a fifth grader? Do you have 150 IQ? Are you with Mensa? Are you brain? And that brain is going to rot, man. It's going to rot. It's not a big deal. But when you start thinking with your heart, that's because every person, male or female, is 50% male and 50% female, all of us. But when we choose the suit before we come here, the suit's got rules. And if you are a man and you want to be feminine, you're going to have problems. If you're a woman and you want to be masculine, you're going to have problems. But I don't know. I thought, man, girls are talking so wacky. And guys always use logic, from the brain. Logically, you're full of shit, ma'am. And, they have the arguments and stuff, and they're trying to beat them up with their brain and logic. And it makes no sense. But they don't even care. You can tell when they answer a question, they don't give a shit about logic. They know logic is a lower form than their heart. So it's it's interesting to see the interplay, but it's impossible I mean, they can hack. They want to get all the information in the brain because the brain can be hacked, but the heart can't be hacked. I mean, you can't even hack your own heart because you don't know what you're going to. I don't know what I'm going to do or say from one moment to the next because I'm just so I've surrendered everything to the heart. And women are so good for that. I think that they're really mad now, and they're really, and trying to become more masculine, and I'm going to be equal to a man, and we don't need a man, and all this stuff. And in my opinion, it comes down to this. This is my theory. There is a true us that is 100% created by God, and we are children of God. And that essence of us is 100% unlimited, unconditional love. All of us have that. Every conscious being, at their core, if you rip all the shit away, you're going to end up with love. That's why when a homeless person is, broken down, and and the guy comes up and gives them money. I love watching those, and then they're off, and then they cry, and they got so much energy, and they feel so loved. But they don't get mean when you're broken down. You don't get meaner uh, for very long, anyway. Maybe like a dog, and is so afraid of getting hurt, or a lot of women are afraid of getting hurt because maybe they've been hurt by men. So they've got a reason to be afraid of them. It's just, I would not want to be a woman. I don't know if I could overcome every fear if I was a woman. It's not the same thing if a real pretty girl walking by herself at 3 o'clock in the morning. I walk at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll go through a woods. I don't give a shit. But a woman has to plan her day well, some of her days around this fear of men because of that. And I thought, wow, that'd be a tough thing. So they've been oppressed for a long time. Maybe that's why they're saying such wacky shit. I think when they talk, it's more like an abstract painting. I used to sell art. It's real abstract. It's just thrown out there, and you can, create whatever you want for an answer, I guess. But guys are really letter of the law. A, this is this. B, and equals C. Everything's logic, and not that that's a bad thing. You need a mix of both, and we can't change who we are. Uh, you can. Uh, I mean, there's bad women, there's bad men, but I mean, there's not no such thing as a bad person. I shouldn't say that. There's no such thing as a bad person. There are traumas that have happened to people, and they have to face that. So I think women are beautiful. I'm fascinated by them, and what a guy is supposed to offer a woman is protection, not fucking hurt them, not being parasitical, always wanting to. Shit, if I was a woman, I thought I wouldn't want a guy to stick his dick in me. No wonder they don't like, sex that much. It's a dumb idea. It's just, unless you're going to have babies or something. But yeah, it's not that. It's not that big a deal. But I didn't always feel like that. I thought I'd never overcome my desire to have sex with a woman. It was uncontrollable, uncontrollable. I was a mess. But it was affecting the way I behaved. It was affecting everything. If a pretty girl walked in the room, I was just like, I started imagining her naked by me in the bed. It was just automatic. And I was addicted to sex. So I'm not anymore, but wow, that was a trip. I never envisioned a day that I would not be addicted to sex. I never envisioned a day I wouldn't be addicted to money. And I'm still addicted to money. I mean, I'm trying to give it away and everything. And I don't carry anything forward. I don't have any savings or anything. Try to blow it. Uh, but it's just a frequency they call currency, which is a frequency. And it has been used it's the coat or the overlap on us for control for most of our lives. And it has been here a long time. But it wasn't always like that. I mean, there was days in Atlantis, from what I understand, that we survived for millions of years without money. Millions of years. So I think it's coming back to that. You can only print up money for so long before people start laughing and say, Jesus Christ, it's just crazy. They just print it up and if they need it. They're a business. The United States of America is incorporated. It's a business, and businesses are in business to make money. That's why Trump runs. He's a businessman. I mean, he's got some good ideas about the country, don't get me wrong, but the whole purpose of the government is to fool us that they're not a business, that they're a government. And if we're dumb enough to believe them, we'll keep giving them our money and sending money to them, and it's dumb. So it's easier in other countries. So, but when you're in America, can you imagine if they did build a wall and they take away the guns? Doesn't that sound like a prison? But anyway, I know they want to depopulate. They want to sterilize us and everything, and they can want all they want, but it's ain't doing shit to me, man. So, I don't know. just I'm thankful. But I think if a woman was with me, a good strong woman would say, I am really glad I'm not a guy. They would have an argument for women. Why it's better to be a woman. We're in a divine universe. I mean, kind of makes sense. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But we're in a weird. This feminism thing has. I see it. People even say that they're not feminists, but then they're so culturally trained that they actually act like a feminist. And I see feminism as an infection. It's a distortion from the real thing. So if a guy is in love with a guy, that's a distortion. You got to do what the suit says. If you're a guy, you got to be masculine. If you're a woman, you got to be feminine, or you're going to have problems being authentic. You're not going to be real. Now, maybe you brought that shit in from some other lifetime, but if you're gay, you could be a nice guy, but you've got an infection. I have an infection right now called ageism, and I'm trying to conquer it. I'm trying to overcome this. If you are a lesbian, and you fell for that trap, and then you've got your mind wrapped around the fact that you're only in love with women, and men are only in love with, I mean, penises. I can't imagine. I have never even had a thought of a guy's dick. It's not something pleasant to look at, and it's just I don't give a shit about somebody's dick. There's a reason they cover it up. So, but anyway, women, on the other hand, you know, more naked the better. They're beautiful. They're like when I sold art, it's like this friend of mine used to paint naked women. I thought this is like a dream. I love art and I love women are my favorite art. They're my favorite canvas. And this is like unbelievable. But guys, there's I don't even know why. I'm kind of agree with him. I don't know why a woman would need a guy unless she needs to heal from something, and that's okay. I was with a couple of girls for a long time, one 20 years, one 15. But and they healed a lot of things that can only happen if you're with a woman, so it's good. It's good. I think the movements toward gay and lesbian and LGBTQ to whatever, uh, it's they're all an infection, and it's become so silly now. They're trying to show us, just like they showed us Building 7 on 9/11. Why did we see that when there's four companies that own all the media? You got to ask why are there 70 genders or something? Well, to point out how ridiculous it is, because if you look down, you see a penis, you're masculine. And if you see a vagina, you're feminine. If you got both, then you got me stumped there. But not artificially put in. I think it's to depopulate. It's the agenda is to depopulate. Lesbians don't have babies. Gay guys don't have babies. And feminists won't have babies. They don't need a man. And men find them very unattractive when they're masculine. If I want to be masculine, or I wanted to feed that masculinity, I would just go watch a football game and hang out with the guys or have a barbecue or whatever. But I think it's to depopulate. It's a form of depopulation because they become so unattractive to men and men become so unattractive to women. They're not gonna fuck. They're not gonna have babies, and the world is gonna stop growing. And that's what they want. They want to have a manageable, sterilized, depopulated society. And it's working. The feminism was working. Gloria Steinem was a CIA operative in the 70s. And they told her, look, we want you to start this movement. And here's the reason why. We want to have two taxpayers instead of one. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. All right, I'll start a women's movement. And she's thinking maybe this will last a couple years. And then a side benefit was when they split up, they got the kids. They could go pick up the kids. They're unfit parents, and they came in and broke up the family and just pulled them apart and got them into this contract, and they got child support and all this shit. And the woman takes the kids, and the guy loves the kid. It's just a constant thing because the idea is to depopulate and to keep control. So, anyway, that's my theory. That's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. But I think it's just all these movements for genders and, all this women's movement. It won't last. It's an infection. It's a distortion. It's not something that really lasts. Eventually the women will get tired of playing the game. You know, they'll they'll switch. The problem that what they're finding is they can't just turn it off. I'll be a feminist, and then I find the right man, and then I'll be feminine. And then after a couple of years, that doesn't work, and then they eventually they all end up cat ladies, and you know, and lonely. They end up lonely. So maybe they need to find out that, hey, it's good to have a guy as a companion. Guys are fun to be with for them because if you have a girlfriend, two girls in the kitchen when they live together, yeah, a guy wants the living room, and girl wants the kitchen. They both want the bedroom, but the woman fixes it nice. Woman is basically the heart of the home. And if you wanted to settle down and not travel, or maybe you do want to travel, I don't know, but you have a good companion. It's more fun. I mean, I can't have sex with a guy at a barbecue. I could if I wanted to blow out my brains first or something, but I wouldn't. It would never cross my mind. But a woman, you can do everything with, and she can do everything with you. It can be a fun thing. But I am not at the point anymore. My I was married twice, and both of them were annulled. So I've never been married, even though I've had 4 kids, and according to the paperwork, the government they got paid when I got married, and they got paid when we split up and got an annulment. So it's just I would never ever say, "Oh, I love you so much, honey, that I'm going to get the government involved." I don't even believe in the government. So why would I do that? Why would I get the government involved in our lives? If we want to be together, we just stay together. If it doesn't work out, we split up. I mean, it's easy peasy. In Brazil here, they you talk about weird tax laws. Every tax is a sales pitch, and none of it makes any sense because they print up money if they need it, so they don't need money. But they get us to pay real money, and they take that energy. They want our energy. It's not about money. They want energy. They don't need money. So, yeah, just I don't know, funny. But they get paid both ways. So I try to involve this group of people that are fooling us to believe that they're there to protect and service, and they're building roads, and we owe them $36 trillion. We got two governments, and and you constantly you know. Well, I suppose I talked enough.